All right, today we're going to take the El Camino for a rip. Now that it's nice and beautiful out, I do have to warm this up and get the idle set down a little bit. It's idling at like 1400, 1500. So I'm going to get it warmed up and bring the idle down a little bit using the idle control valve, which is in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a screw right in here. That way you ain't got to mess with your position of your transfer slots. So we're going to get this thing warmed up and take it for a little rip. I got to go to 7-Eleven. I'm not taking it way out in the country. The missus is at work, so I'm going to take the boy with me. That way he can film. But I do got the GoPro hooked back up on the back window there. We're going to see if we can get some rear footage. I'm probably not going to rip on it too hard, but I want to see how these 7s, it does have a little bit of idle time on them already, but not much. So, yeah, we're just going to fire her up and get her warmed up. I'm going to get idled down and we'll get on the road. Up a little bit. She's still dead nuts cold. Probably won't even idle right now. About 6.5 pounds. Get a little bit of heat in her and I'll idle it down a little bit. I tell you, that progressive linkage on that 1-to-1 setting and with the turn back a little bit, that way it's not actually 1-to-1, it seems real snappy. So hopefully that does that under a load too. We haven't had a chance to get it out and do any, see how it actually works. Get everything taken care of and we'll bring you guys back. The light is a little bit high. All right, we just got it idled. Idled it. For some reason, focus down on here, Trev. That idle air, the main idle screw, it keeps vibrating loose, like the spring pressure ain't tight enough. So I don't know. I mean, I turned it and the shaft didn't move. I'm like, what the hell? And it was real loose, so I kept turning it, and finally I just put a little bit of preload on it. So hopefully we didn't lose our transfer slots. It still sounds pretty good, but I wonder why it's actually doing that. Why it's backing that spring off. I know it's solid mounted and there's vibration, but I never had an issue with that before. Maybe it's because I had the transfer slot set, you know, there was not enough pressure on the spring to hold it in place, because I was using the center idle air mixture in the center of the carb like I showed you guys. But yeah, we're down here at Saginaw Bay. That's the entrance of Saginaw Bay. That's the power plant there. And you go out there and that's the Saginaw Bay. Nice little area. I took the boy for a ride. He's filming. And yeah, we're just cruising around a little bit. So I wanted to get this thing situated because the Bay City Rollers race is coming up. They actually got an event going on at Lapeer Dragway this weekend. It's Powerhouse, $28, $10, $500 buy-in, but we're not ready for all that with this thing. You know, like I said before, I just want to get everything ironed out to where the plugs look good, and so we can turn the nitrous on. One thing that I did want to let everybody know here is that after the Bay City Rollers race, and I think we're going to go to the Midland Antique Festival Car Show. After that, I had the guy from the Thumb give me a call. He still wants this engine, just the short block. I get to keep the oil pan, harmonic balancer, intake heads, everything. He just wants the short block. He's going to give me decent money, and he's going to give me a 355, I do believe. That's supposed to be all forged internals. So we're going to end up doing that, and we're going to be pulling the motor out of the thing coming up soon. So we're going to take a little walk around the car. Trevor can show you, and we're going to get back on the road, get back towards the house. Want to give him a little tour of the car, or do you want me to? Sitting out here looking pretty, and walk all the way around it. Looking good for being 50, let me see, 52 years old. She's 52. She's a year older than me. Well, let's see how she fires up. And killer. All right, we're gonna bring you guys back. Hopefully maybe all the school kiddies are gone and we can get back home without stopping, but we'll bring you guys right back. All right, we just got back to the house here, and we did that one rip on the way here, and then I pretty much put it in neutral and coasted, and then shut her down and coasted into the house here. And that was a pretty much 1, 2, 3. I know you can't really do it with an older plug, but you can see where that timing mark is, right at the back side of the bend. Set her down, she's still a little warm. So there's our timing mark. But man, this thing's burning good. I think she's ready for the nitrous. I gotta figure out my nitrous gauge that I got from Dave, how I'm gonna do it. I don't like the way it is because you gotta have the bottle turned on, because your outlet or your inlets to your solenoids is here. This bolts onto the bottle, and then this comes on. So you got to have the bottle on in order to see what pressure we're at. And everybody knows if you have a slight leak in your system, if it's bleeding in there, you go to turn the engine over, pow! And I don't like that setup. But with the bottle being full, the one that we got, Tyler's bottle over here, and it's still full. Get it out of here. His gauge is inaccurate. It's reading 600 right now, which we know it's dead full. So in order to change that gauge out, we would have to, the bottle would have to be empty. And then you would have to change the gauge out. You can't do it with it full, obviously, because the shutoff valve's up here. You let that loose, and she's gonna say, whoa, she's gonna take off like a rocket. So we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So, yeah, I wish there was a way I could do it with the bottle off. But until the bottle's empty, there's no way it can be done. So I'm just going to have to use that setup here, the 3T-4 line. So, yeah, that's the way it's going to have to be. But, yeah, I mean, she's burning. We got the tune, I feel, spot on. The car loves the changes that I did on the progressive linkage. I mean, this thing just, there's no hesitation at all. You bring it up 1,800, $2,000, and just smash it, and she just annihilates the tires on the street. And usually these tires before used to hook good on the street. I know they're getting old and wore out, but at the track's going to be a different story on a, you know, a nice prep surface. But I always try and pull back into my marks when we go test down the road here and give it a chance. But as you've seen in the video, it just blew them off. So, but I feel she's ready. We got back here after doing that pull, and the screw was loose again. It was idling way down. And when we left the park there, we had it set perfectly at 1250. And then we did that rip. So I don't know, it's vibrating loose. I'm going to take that spring all the way out, or that idle screw all the way out, and maybe put some Loctite on it. I don't know why it's coming vibrating loose. I mean, if you put a lot of spring pressure on it, you're opening up your throttle blades past the transfer slots, which is going to start bleeding into the mains, letting the mains come on at idle, which you don't want. That's when you're going to get your eyes burning, and it's going to be pig rich. You're going to follow out plugs. So I know how I had them set from where the screw wasn't touching. I had basically one turn on the butterflies. So any adjustments from there, we're going to go back to the idle control valve. But yeah, that's our issue. So I'm going to stick this plug back in here and take that screw out and get some Loctite put on it, and get it the idle set again, and wait to see what we encounter as far as when we're going to go to the track. I know the Bay City Rollers race is coming up soon at the end of the month. We got a camping trip planned with Jennifer for her birthday. We always go camping for her birthday. Her birthday just passed, and we're going camping for 4 days. But I think the Bay City Rollers race actually falls on that Sunday that we're camping. We're camping Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Coming home Tuesday. So we might have to just run home, grab the car, and take her up to Ubly on Sunday for the day and see what happens. But yeah, she's running good. I can't be more happy. The changes that we made seems to be working good. She's ripping. So I actually feel comfortable enough to go ahead and turn the system on. And like I was telling you guys before, when we were at the park there at the boat launch by the Saginaw Bay there, the guy, he's done racing for the season on his roundy round car. He definitely wants this engine, so we're going to go play with it one more time, and then it's coming out. Whether we put the 355 in there that he's given us, these heads ain't going to work with a 355, but I want to make this a stock cruiser anyway. I've been telling you guys that forever. This is going to be, you know, the drag radials and all that's coming off. I got brand new tires, which I showed you guys before. Already ready to go on rally wheels. I got my center caps, beauty rings. So we can put all that stuff back on. And we're going to make it stock, take the drag shocks off it, put regular shocks on it. So next year when it comes out, it's going to be a 100% street car with a little cam. It's a muscle car. You got to have the sound. I don't expect it to be fast, but I want to be able to jump in it and cruise across state if I want, or, you know, let Jennifer take it with her girlfriend out, you know, whatever. So that's the plan. But I'm going to get this idle thing situated, and I'll bring you guys right back, and we'll fire her up and make sure she's good to go. And yeah, she's ready to rock and roll, guys. All right, I think we got everything all situated. You got that idle mixture screw Loctited in. Shouldn't have to mess with I let it dry a little bit from the heat of the engine getting up on it. So hopefully, you know, obviously we're not going to go full throttle sitting here in the garage, so it'll give it time to set up. But let's see how this thing fires up. Nice and warm. Sounding great. I'm happy. Hopefully that screw don't back out again. Hopefully that screw don't back out again, but I think with that little bit of Loctite, and I did put a little bit more pressure on the spring to open up the butterfly, and then just idled it down with the center air fuel, or the idle circuit there. We idled it down so there's more pressure on the spring, so we should be good to go. But that's pretty much wrap this video up, guys. As usual, I really appreciate everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next video. All right, bye-bye.